Hi, boys and girls. This is Mr. Reuter coming to you. And that's a pretty bright light back there, isn't it? I put an LED light bulb, so it's pretty bright. Actually, I'm an angel. That's a halo over me. Um, anyway, boys and girls, this today what I did is I made earth Play-Doh. And here's what the sheet looks like for you. And I will include the ingredients and different things along with this lesson in a different file or upload it somehow. But I just wanted to show you some of the ingredients, and I also will link to this a video that I watched. So the directions on how to make the Play-Doh, this is the sheet right here. I didn't follow this. I didn't follow this recipe. I found one online on YouTube, and I follow that lady's recipe, which is pretty similar to this. But basically, some of the ingredients are water, and then you'll need vegetable oil. You'll need something called cream of tartar. Here's what it looks like, cream of tartar. I wonder if it goes in tartar sauce. You will also need some flour. You'll need some salt. You'll need water. And you'll need some food coloring. And you can get whatever kind of food coloring you want to use. And you can follow that lady's recipe. I'll attach her YouTube video to this. But I'm going to show you the finished product so that you can see how we put the earth together. Now, this is what the earth looks like. In fact, if you look at the diagram that's online, you'll see that we have the inner core, then the outer core and the lower mantle. We'll just call it the mantle. So the inner core is the hottest part of the earth, I believe. And then from inner core to outer core to mantle. And then we have the crust, and then we have ocean, and we have land. So let me show you what we are going to do with this. Let me make this a little bit larger so that you can see me. I'm going to put it right there. And my colors are not exactly what the recipe calls for. My colors are a little bit different. So let me just show you right here. I have a little orange ball, and that's going to be my inner core. Now, I'm not going to use the whole ball. I'm just going to use a little bit of it. So if I have some left over, that's okay. So here's my inner core. That's the inmost part of the earth. Okay, so that's the inner core. Then what I need is the outer core. And what I'm going to do for the outer core is use this yellow. And once again, I'm not going to use the whole thing. And I'm going to lower the camera a little bit. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to try to flatten this out a little bit. And I think what I could use, you could probably use a glass. I don't know if it'll stick. There we go. The glass will kind of flatten it out a little bit. It leaves the impression of the bottom of the glass. So I'm going to take the measuring cup and kind of squish it down a little bit. There you go. And what I'm going to do is then take this and wrap it around. So I'm going to just take a little bit more off of this. So I made a lot more Play-Doh than what I really need to have. So I'm going to put that inner core inside the outer core like this and wrap it up a little bit. Like a baby in a blanket. Okay. Then I'm going to just take off a little bit of it so you can see how much I'm not using, which means I can use it again to do something else. And then what I'm doing is I'm putting that outer core around like this. So we got the inner core, the outer core, and then the mantle. So let me put that here. Now the mantle isn't purple, probably, but I made it purple just for color contrast. And I'm going to take a little portion of that maybe not all of it. And what I'm going to do once again is I'm going to flatten it out like this. Make it as flat as I can get it. And if I need, I could use more purple. So you see how I'm flattening it out? And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to pick this up like this. I hope you can see okay. And I'm going to wrap it around the outer core. So this is the mantle, this is the outer core, and inside is the inner core. So I'm going to wrap it around like this. Pretty cool, huh? Wrap it around like that. Okay. And if you can see, once again, boys and girls, there's a lot that I didn't use. So here's my container right here. If you can see it, I've got all the balls in there, but I'm not using all the color. I'm not using all of the Play-Doh that I made. Okay, so this is the mantle. Now, what comes is the crust of the earth. So I'm going to take one of these. This is the crust. I made it kind of a ground color. So this is the crust. And I'm going to take like about that much, maybe a little bit more. Going to flatten it out. Maybe I'll use a little bit more here like this. Going to flatten it out like this. Starting to break apart, so maybe that's as thin as it can go. Okay, so that's my crust. I don't know if I'll need some more, but if I do, I've got extra right here. So I'm going to wrap the outer core into the crust, or I'm going to put the crust around it. So now that crust is not covering completely, as you can see. So I'm going to use what I had left. See? So I gave myself enough. I'm going to just put it like this. Okay. Going to roll a little bit more. I could pinch these together if I wanted to, or you could if you wanted to. And then the very last thing that I'm going to put around is the ocean, because most of the earth is ocean. Now, I don't know if I gave myself enough ocean. So I think the key is make your inner core really, really small. And if you make the inner core really, really small, you should have enough of the other ones. Oop, kind of stuck together, didn't it? But if you don't have enough ocean, that's okay too, because you'll see what I'll do next. So now I'm going to take my ocean. I'm going to wrap it around the crust. And I'll try to stretch it as much as I can stretch it. Didn't quite all fit, did it? No, but that's okay. Because the very last thing that I'm going to do, I'll roll it a little bit. The very last thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to take my green. I'm going to take like a little bit of the green right here. And what the green is, it's going to be land on the ocean. Okay, so maybe that's the North Pole. Okay, and then I can take a little bit more. It can be North America. Who knows? That could be the United States of America right here. Then I could make South America. Down below would be Antarctica. Antarctica like that. Then over here I could make Europe and Asia. Sorry if I'm not letting you see everything. Then I would have Africa. And we're just It's not going to be perfect. Then here might be Australia. So there is my Play-Doh Earth, boys and girls. Now the lesson says that if you want to, you can cut it in half. And what you would do, I'm not going to do it because you would take this floss and you could take it right through the middle of the whole earth. I guess I'll do it anyway. Take it right through the middle of the whole earth like this. I hope you were able to see this. Take it right through the middle of the earth and didn't go all the way through. So let me pull on it like this. Went through the whole earth. And now there's the earth. Isn't that pretty cool, boys and girls? We've got the inner core, the outer core, the mantle, the crust, the ocean, and the land. Pretty cool, huh? And as you can see of my picture, that's a diagram. So right here is my Play-Doh Earth. Pretty cool, huh? All right. Well, we're done for now. Hope you have a good time making your Play-Doh world.